Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome if you're new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, as you guys can already see, we're going to be looking at some new gels from Madam Glam. I do have a discount code that you guys can use if you want to purchase any of these gels. They are vegan, cruelty free, palm oil free, 21 free formula, and HEMA free, all of that good stuff. And this is my first time looking at these gels. Usually I like to take sneak peeks of them, but as you guys can see, I'm just now ripping the seal from the box, and I knew it was gonna be their Halloween collection, but I didn't know exactly what the shades were gonna look like, or anything about it. So if you haven't seen these gels before, anyone post them, or on the Madam Glam website, this is gonna be our first time looking at these gels together, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. One thing I did notice right away, just like the other gels that I unboxed from them, I see two different types of gels. I see some glittery ones. They kind of have like some shimmer to them on the top, like the swatches of them, of the red and I think this purple here. They kind of remind me of like the little mylar flakes. I was like, that's so interesting to see as like a swatch. Like, they don't just look glittery, they kind of look like the little thin pieces of mylar flakes, so I thought that was interesting. So yeah, we have some glitter ones, and then we also have some solid ones, which are just, you know, plain colors. But I think all of these are really cute, and I also am gonna quickly swatch them so that we can see how they look, how they apply to the nails. I always love to say that Madam Glam is one of my favorite brands when it comes to gel polishes, because their gel polishes are one coat coverage. They're really smooth, really pigmented, and I just think they are really great quality. So I didn't want to skip the swatching process, because I always feel like gel polish swatching is so satisfying to me, and I know a lot of you guys think that as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch all of these gels and see what they look like, see how they apply. I didn't have any problems with like the coating or anything. Like I said, they are really great quality, they go on really smooth. Also, for the glitter gels, like the shimmery ones, I thought those were so freaking cute. Like, they're just so easy to apply, they're really smooth, and they don't have like that really thick consistency where you have to like build up that opacity of it. And I really like it because it just helps the nail from getting bulky whenever you are just applying these as like a nail color. And also, I feel like a lot of these colors will also work really well for Christmas. Like, I know it's not just me, like that red, that purple, like even that green, those could really work for Christmas as well, not just for Halloween. So if you do get this collection, you don't just have to limit yourself to just using them around Halloween. These would be honestly so cute for Christmas. I think I actually might end up using these because they're just so good not to. But yeah, all of these swatches were cured for 30 seconds in my light, and then this is what all of these swatches look like. They're really cute. I love how the pigment looks. I love how the glitter swatches look. I just feel like all of them are just so stunning. And again, I do have a discount code that you guys can use, which is KEY30, I believe, on the website, and you can save 30% off, or you can join the VIP program where you can get up to like half off, I think. I never really know how it works, and I keep forgetting to look into it. But if you do end up joining the VIP program, you can get these gels 50% off. So like I said last time, it's worth looking into. And now that we got the gels out the way, let's go ahead and get into my nail prep. So it's been a while since I did my nails, and I am going to do a little bit of nail prep here. So I do start off by using a nail drill and a diamond bit, I believe, and I am just working that around my cuticles. It's going to lift up the eponychium and also just remove some of that cuticle from my nail plate. Next, I'm gonna go in with my cuticle nippers and just clip away any dead skin around my cuticles. I didn't really show much of me using the cuticle nippers because I was kind of out of frame. I just wanted to make sure that I was seeing it, you know, really close, so I didn't really cut my skin. So I did also apply a peel off base, and now I'm just picking out my nails that I'm going to be using, just making sure they fit sidewall to sidewall, and then of course I'll be applying them. I am going to be applying the nails with some base coat and just curing it onto the tips of my nails, because since I've been using this new technique, usually I would use a glossy top coat for my peel off base, but now I'm starting to use cuticle oil and a matte top coat, and none of my nail glues work. Even the best of the best nail glue, it will not apply to this matte top coat no matter what I do, no matter how long I hold it. So I just been going in with this gel technique. You can use any type of gel. It can be top coat, base coat, matte top coat, literally any type. And I just put a little bit inside the little nail tip and then apply it to my nails, cure them for a couple seconds, move on to the next nail, and of course make sure to cure them for 30 seconds in a bigger light, just to make sure everything is nice and cured, just like a gel-X nail. But now that I got all of them applied and cut down to my preferred length, these are the products I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a lot of the application products from Bomb Nails. I do have a discount code for you guys if you would like to purchase anything from her. I am using her teddy bear acrylic nude color. I'm using her number 16 Kolinsky brush, her adorable pink damping dish, and also her scented medium setting monomer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prep everything. I went ahead and prepped my brush. Before I jump into applying the actual acrylic to my nails, I am gonna apply a little thin layer of acrylic just right where I glued on my nail tip, because since these nails are long and when it gets to the filing part, there's gonna be a lot of pressure on these nails, so I just want to give it a little bit of reinforcement, just a little bit more strength so they don't pop off. And if they do pop off, it's just going to be a lot more work for me to try to put them on and just continue to file. So I'm just going to continue doing this. This is also a great way, like whenever you do your nails, if you do your own nails at home and you want them to last a little bit more, or you are having problems with longevity or them popping off, lifting or anything, this is a great way to have them stay on, because clear acrylic is stronger than any other acrylic that has color in it, any type of cover powder. The clear is just like pure acrylic, so applying this layer underneath it is just going to give it a lot more strength. So now for my actual application, I'm just going to be doing a solid nude over all of my nails as a base, because I did want to showcase the gels that I unboxed at the beginning of the video, so I just want to do a really quick base. For my application, I know Bomb Nails has some really great quality powders, but this application wasn't really the best in my opinion. It was kind of hot. Firstly, one of the things I noticed, like, it didn't really hit me, but like once I got halfway through like putting on the application, is that the temperature in the room, it was kind of warm in my area when I recorded these nails, and I had my fan on, but it was like only on me, so I didn't really take in like the account for the temperature around the area, if that makes sense, or like, you know, when I'm applying it. So halfway through I did turn on the air, and it just kind of took a while to circulate, so by then it was just kind of too late to get some cool temperature. So I did feel like the powder was drying on me very quick, so it did kind of make it hard to blend out, and you will see that throughout the application of the nails I show. However, I will say, like, watching it back, it wasn't really as noticeable as I'm making it seem, but that's just because I am using a lot of pressure and like not just the tip of my brush, but I am using like the body of my brush to like really blend it out and flatten it just before it completely dries. So yeah, I'm working really hard to get this to be all one layer and as smooth as possible. But usually when I am using these bomb nail powders, I have no problems working with them. They're really smooth and I have a good application. I would definitely recommend these bomb nail powders. This color here is just so gorgeous for a base. Literally, you can use it for any type of design and it will work well with any color. Again, this color here is called Teddy Bear. If you want to check it out on her website, I will have all of these products linked down below as well. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that I didn't really think this application was the best, but it also wasn't terrible either. So if you do have problems with your application being really bumpy, or if it's drying on you too fast to where you can't really blend the bead out, or you feel like you aren't having enough time before it completely dries, just make sure that your room temperature or wherever you are doing your nails isn't really hot, because if it's hot or your monomer is hot, if it's hot in your space, the acrylic beads will dry up really fast, and vice versa. If it's cold, it's just gonna not set as fast. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know that, but if you didn't, I hope you can take this and learn from it. So I'm just gonna continue doing this application. I don't really want to talk too long on this part because I'll be getting into a lot when it comes to the actual nail art. It was so much fun, as you guys saw by the thumbnail and the title of these. It's gonna be a lot, and I had a lot of fun doing the nail art. Like, it was actually really fun. Like I told y'all in the last video, or like one of my last videos, doing Halloween nails is just really gonna make me get back into like wanting to post more, because Halloween nails are just so fun. I don't really celebrate Halloween like that, but I do love the idea of doing Halloween nails because of the nail art and the creativity that you can bring to content. It's just really fun. So yeah, I'll just let you guys finish watching these up. I'm pretty sure I didn't show all of them on camera because I took some of it out. But yeah, I'll just let you guys finish watching this and then I'll come back in a few minutes. So I did show a little bit of filing. I didn't really talk through it because the filing is always the same each and every time. When it came to the filing, I didn't really have to do much. Like I said, I did try to blend it out, smooth it out as much as possible. I didn't have like a lot of work cut out for me, but I did have to file a little bit more than normal. Anyway, so once I got all of my filing done, I did go ahead and wash my hands with soap and water so that I make sure all of that dust was washed away before I go in with my nail art. Now to get started with my nail art, I do have a white gel polish from Bomb Nails. I do have the black liner gel from Nails by Dev. And then I did go ahead and pull this out. I was so excited to use it. I'm not going to use it just yet, but I will use it later. This is the Trippy gel from Nails by Dev. And it's almost like the 3D solid gels that people are using to do like the 3D flowers or any type of 3D nail art, but it's white. It's a little bit softer. It kind of reminds me of like Play-Doh in a way. Like it's just a different consistency, and honestly to me it did work a lot better than any of these solid gels I've been using. It was just so nice to use. And it was also my first time using it, so I will talk a little bit more about it once I actually start to use it. But for now, I'm going to be taking my XL liner brush from Kara Sky and just outlining some smile lines, and then going in with a white French tip over on my index nail and then also my pinky. Once I get all of them applied and cured to my liking, I will go ahead and cure them for 30 seconds in my light. Now that my white French tips are cured in place, I'm going to be taking some of that black from the Baddest liner gel, whatever it's called. I really like this because whenever you are doing like really intricate nail art, it's really good for detailing and outlining. It has a really great pigment to it. And it's not like a loose gel. Like, you know how gel polishes can be like a little bit loose and it just kind of runs a little bit. Like it's not really as good for this type of nail art, if that makes sense. I like this one because it stays in place wherever you put it, and that's just like really good for this type of nail art. So I am going to do some line art with it, and I'm just doing 4 stripes going down this nail. Once I get these to my liking cleaned up, I am going to do the same thing to my other French tip as well. The next part of this design, I'm going to be doing like these little loops on the inside of my smile line part, because this was supposed to mimic like a lace, and I was trying to do them as neat as possible. Like I was just trying to work on my lining and just be really neat with it. While I was actually doing this, I felt like it was turning out good, but once I was done with it and like seeing how it looked, I kind of wish I did the little loops on these a little bit smaller, because it didn't really feel like it was lace. It kind of just looked like hoops on the inside of my smile line, and I don't know how I felt about it. And it's just, I kind of feel like it looked really weird in a way. Like if I didn't really tell you what it was, you probably wouldn't guess it, if that makes sense. But I also did like a little dot in the center of the loops, and then also one on the outside, which of course I also did the same thing on my pinky nail. After I got those cured, that's pretty much all I'm gonna do. I am gonna add a charm to those towards the end. But now let's get to the next nail. So I am going in with that purple gel, that purple gorgeous glitter that I unboxed from the Madam Glam collection. And I'm just going in with a solid nail on this one. I just couldn't help it. Whenever I unbox these gels, I swatch them, I immediately thought of doing Beetlejuice nails, like that green and that purple. That was honestly the first thought I thought of. So if I haven't mentioned, I'm pretty sure I haven't, but you guys seen the thumbnail and title, so you already know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be doing some Beetlejuice nails. I saw 2 nail designs on Pinterest, so I took some designs from one nail and the others from the other and just put them into one. So this is a recreation set I seen on Pinterest, and it's just really fun to try to recreate nails. But yeah, before I get too off topic, once I had that purple glitter cured, I am going in with this trippy gel from Nails by Deb, and I'm gonna be creating these little 3D spirals as if like it's going around my nail. I have never seen Beetlejuice, so I have no idea what this is supposed to be. I just seen it on the design. I do see a lot of like Beetlejuice nails with like this spiral. I am really curious though. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, so I have no idea what this is supposed to be. So if you have seen the movie, let me know down below in the comments. But as I'm getting it on my nail, I am just trying to size it out, and for the placement, I'm just trying to look at it as if this was actually wrapping around my nail. Where would the like next end start? So that's kind of what I was doing, as like you see me just kind of moving it up a little bit. But as far as using this product, it was my first time using it, and like I said, it is a softer consistency. It almost reminds me of like Play-Doh. It's so fun to work with, and it was really easy to like maneuver. It wasn't really sticky how the clear solid gels are. This was honestly so good, y'all. After using this, I definitely want to get more for like 3D nail art. I'm pretty sure she has like different colors because I've seen her use them before. The only one I have is the white, and I'm really impressed at how good this works. It was so easy to use. Yeah, I just did 4 of these all the way down my nail, and once I get them how I want, I'm gonna go ahead and set them in the light for 30 seconds. So for the spiral, I am taking that black gel paint or liner gel, and I'm just making some teeny squares all the way down on all 4 of these little spiral loops, whatever they are supposed to be. And this part took me a while. I think this was actually the longest part of the entire design. Like, this took me so long trying to get the tops and the bottom, make sure they actually look like squares, and just do all of them in these tiny spaces. This was definitely super tedious to do. But the more I got towards the end, I was really excited, because that's when this entire nail was actually starting to like bring that Beetlejuice look to it. So I was so happy once I finished this. I wasn't gonna let you guys watch the entire thing because like I said, it did take me a while, but this is how it looks once I get all of the little loops spirals done. I did go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds, and now moving on to the next nail. So I did pull out the green, but as I was like looking at it, from everything I remember from seeing Beetlejuice theme nail designs or any type of artwork, I'm pretty sure it isn't like this dark, or I don't know, maybe it could be, but I just wanted to brighten up or lighten up, make this a little bit brighter. So I did take a little bit of like this lime green, this really vibrant green on my nail palette, mixing it with that glitter green from my Madam Glam gel, and I'm just mixing it up, and I'm just using the brush from the bottle to stir it a little bit so that I can apply it, because I really love these Madam Glam brushes. I feel like they apply really smooth and even, but I didn't want to take away too much from the glitters, so I didn't add too much of that bright green to it. I just kind of wanted to give it a little bit of a lighter look. Once I was satisfied with it, I did go ahead and just do that over the entire nail. I did go ahead and cure that, of course, and now I'm bringing back out this trippy gel. I'm going to be doing another 3D nail over on my thumb, and this is one of my favorite nails I did. So I'm going to take a huge bead of this trippy gel and place it on my thumb and immediately start to try molding it out. One thing I really love about this gel is that you can easily mold it out with your hands. It doesn't really take a brush, but I end up using a brush because I feel like it was just a little bit better for like flattening it out without making it like too thick in one area, and just like making sure the size. But for the most part, if it doesn't really need to be like super neat, whatever you're trying to sculpt out, you can definitely use your hands to do so, because for a majority of the shape what I'm sculpting out, I did use my hands to do it. And I'm just kind of doing like some fine detailing to like the rest of it, just making sure that is completely over the nail and exactly how I want. And like I was mentioning before, when I first used it on the first nail, it isn't really too sticky, but just in case, I did dip my brush in some alcohol and just dab a lot of the extra off on my paper towel and then go in with the brush. So you may see the surface of this product a little bit wet. That's because I am dipping my brush in some alcohol. This here is going to be a 3D gravestone if you guys haven't really figured it out. And this was most definitely one of my favorite nails. It was super neat and cool how it turned out. I was kind of scared that it wouldn't really look how I wanted it to look. I did just end up going back over with a little line on the right side of it because it wasn't really reaching the other side of my nail. And once I got it really how I want, I just went ahead and cured it. It's really easy to cure. It doesn't take long to cure, so I really like that as well. For these surrounding areas, I didn't want it to be like just this nude. I wanted some more of that purple and green to kind of play a part in this, just to make it a little bit more colorful. So I did go in with that purple at the top, and I am putting it a little bit on the sides. At first I was kind of wanting it to look like an ombre, but for the you can't really see the sides anyway. So what I did was I just dragged the sides down, and then I'm also taking the green, using that same shade that I already have on my nail palette. Not that it really made so much of a difference, but I am just putting that towards the bottom and just blending that into the purple on the sides. Like I said, I wasn't really making sure that it looks exactly like an ombre because you can't really see it anyway from the 3D grave. But yeah, I just went ahead and made sure that the entire outside of that nail was filled. Then I'm going to go ahead and cure that in the light. I also took it upon myself to do like this little black speck part. Like, I don't know what to call this, but I did use my stiff manicure brush and dip it into that black gel and just kind of splat it onto that green and purple, just to give it a little bit of like a dirty type of look. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Y'all know I'm bad at explaining stuff. It almost kind of add like a grungy look to it. I think that's more of like a better word how to describe it. I also went ahead and cured that on, and now I'm taking that gray from the Madam Glam Halloween collection and I'm painting this onto my gravestone. And I just really love that this was the most perfect shade of gray ever for this. Once I get it all applied, smoothed out how I like, I'm gonna give that a cure. And on top of the gravestone, I am going to write "Here lies Beetlejuice." This isn't going to be what it looks like the final part. I wasn't really able to capture the final look for this because I did end up having to wipe this away so many times, and whenever I finally got it right, I just wasn't really recording because I was just trying, like just trying to get it right off camera. So there was one failed attempt. I didn't really like how it looked. I did try the brush a couple more times, but then I remembered I had this black acrylic pen, so I did want to try that, and like it's just better for writing, doing letter art. So I did try that and I didn't really like how it looked, so I tried that a couple times as well and I just didn't really like it. So I just cut off the camera and tried my best to really just capture how I wanted it to look. Again, it did take me a couple tries, and what really ended up working, I think my biggest thing was the spacing. So what I ended up doing, I ended up working backwards. So I started off with Juice and then I went up to Beetle just to make sure I had enough room for like the bigger letters or like the longer words, and that was really like the easiest thing to do. Once I got that on, I did go ahead and cure that. I did also outline with black around the gravestone just to give it a little bit more detail. And also for more detail, I am going to add some little cracks, like some little wiggly lines, some random lines, just to add like some cracks into the grave because I do want it to have like an old type of feel to it, like it's cracking or like some weather damage, if that's a better way of explaining it. So that's what I did for that one. I went ahead and cured that on as well, and I'm moving on to the next nail. So this one here, I was just gonna end up writing Beetlejuice like down the nail, but I couldn't really write how the font looks, like the Beetlejuice font. I thought that would have brought a lot more to it, but in the end, I'm just so bad with like lettering and trying to make sure everything fits as nice. So in the end, I just thought about doing some drips. I know I keep doing drips on these nails, and I will say get ready for more drips on my next design because I already have that one recorded. I just feel like that's such an easy thing to do for Halloween because it mimics like blood drips. But for this one, instead of doing just regular gel polish drips, I decided to use that trippy gel that I use for the 3D, and I'm just gonna make these into some drips. At first I wasn't really sure how it was gonna turn out because I was just like, it's gonna be way too big, I won't be able to make the drips actually look like drips. But as I dip my brush into the alcohol and just really work with it, blend it out, just make the shapes how I want, I've really wanted this to work out, so I just end up working with it a lot until it turned out how I wanted to, and in the end I actually did really like it, so I was pretty proud of how it turned out. So I just continue to work on this until I get it exactly how I want. Once it's smoothed out and it's shaped how I like, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a cure, and then we can move on to the next step. Once the drips are cured and I got it to my liking, I am going to use that bright green that I mixed with my glitter green or my shimmer green just to add that vibrant green back to this nail set. And I feel like this honestly topped it off and made it a lot better, because like I said, from like all of the things I remember seeing from Beetlejuice, like it's bright green, but I'm not really sure. I haven't seen Beetlejuice before, but just like what's in my mind, I wanted it to be like really bright. So I felt like this was a really great decision, and I loved how it played out. I don't know the reference to the juice in Beetlejuice, but I feel like this could also mimic just like some slime or like some juice that's dripping. I don't know, but I did really like it. And I'm just coating that in that green polish. Once I get it all over that area, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a cure. And now we can finally start to top coat these nails. So I am using the non-wipe top coat from 𝚙𝚘𝚘𝚍𝚞, and I'm gonna do that over all of my nails, just really making sure to get over the 3D part, making sure it's smooth and not too clumpy to take away from the 3D part. This did take me a while, so I'll just go ahead and let you guys watch this part play out. And once I finish top coating everything, I also will be adding some charms to bring this entire set together. I'm also going to be taking the velvet top coat from 𝚙𝚘𝚘𝚍 and go over the Gravestone. I wanted this to be matte because I just felt like it would give it a better look. And this is my first time using this velvet matte top coat from 𝚙𝚘𝚘𝚍. One thing I did notice is that as I was starting to go over the lettering part, the nail art, it did start to smudge, and I was just like, oh no, this, like, I just didn't want it to mess up. So I just tried to like swipe over it a little bit lighter so I didn't add too much pressure to it and mess up the lettering, because I already had a hard time trying to get it on there in the first place. But once I went ahead and cured it and I seen how it looked matte, I really like it, because it just adds to like that grungy type of feel. Like it has like that weather, like it's just been weathered, it's just been through some things, it's really old. It gives that grungy type of old look. So I was really happy at how it ended up playing out. But for the next time I use this, I do know to like wipe over the nail art first, or whatever is on the nail, before going over it if I don't want it to smudge. So keep that in mind if your matte top coat is smudging. I also have that same problem sometimes with my not polished matte top coat. Just depending how much nail art I have on the nail, sometimes it will smudge a little bit. So if you also have that problem, just go over that nail art with some alcohol, wipe it a little bit, and then apply the top coat. And as you just saw, I did add some glue gel to my French tip nails and add on this little bow there, and it turned out so cute. Gave that a flash cure, cured it in my bigger light for 30 seconds. Then also I did add on some cuticle oil to top off everything, and this is how the finished set looks. And I am so excited for how the finished set looks. I feel like it really came together. Like, this definitely screams Beetlejuice. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you would definitely know that this is Beetlejuice, because it is just so well done. So I'm so proud of how this turned out. Like I said, it was really fun to create. I love doing the 3D nail art. That trippy gel from Nails by Deb, definitely recommend. I want to get some more of all colors because I really enjoyed that product. I think my favorite nail is definitely my middle nail, where the spiral is going around, and the gravestone on my thumb. Also want to point out how I did apply that hand charm like it's coming from the grave. That was such a great detail. Also, I don't want to take credit because like I said, this was a recreation set, so this isn't an original design, but I really love how that turned out, like it was coming from the grave. And I think it's just so well done. Let me know down below which is your favorite nail, how you enjoyed this nail set. Also, I will leave everything I used down below along with my discount codes. Let me know what you thought about today's set, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.